My goal for this week is to get out of a reading slump. I've been in one for 2 or 3 weeks now and it's not fun.
Too long, but I don't wanna come down. Caught up in a long free fall, you got me off of the ground.
Okay, I just finished Homesick for Another World. I don't know. I didn't like it, but at the same time, I did not like this book, but it gave me so many mixed emotions that I'm kind of also attached to this book now, this short story collection. I don't know. I just finished it. I literally have goosebumps from the last story. The back of the book says that the needle hits the vein before we even feel the prick. I think it's a good way to conclude this whole short story collection. There were a few short stories in this book that, in my mind, I was like, I feel like I'm reading Charles Bukowski's writing, and it's not like the way she writes, but it was just the way the characters were thinking and doing some stuff. I was like, is this a Charles Bukowski book? I don't know. I don't know. But I guess that's the point of this book, to make you feel shocked or like on edge, or I don't remember the last time a book gave me so many mixed emotions. And it also put me in such a big reading slump. I think my favorite short story from this book is The Beach Boy. I don't even know if like you could say that something is my favorite out of this book. Read this book. Let me know what you think. I also have no idea how to rate this book. Like, I would give this 4 stars. I would give this 3 stars. I would give this 2 stars. I would also... Okay, I wouldn't give this 5 stars, but I would give this like 4.5, all for different reasons. Daily Mail said it's powerful. Yeah, girly pops are right. It is powerful. Dark, confident, her stories were close to myth in a manner that can resemble Angela Carter, sampling her sentences like touching a mildly electrified fence. It's like watching someone grin with a mouthful of blood. Yeah, New York Times is right. Oh my god, yeah. But, okay, so what day is it today? It's Saturday, right? I started filming this video on Thursday. I said that, I'm in a big reading slump and my aim for this week is to get out of a reading slump. And after I filmed the first clip on Thursday, since then, other people have uploaded their like February wrap-ups, and one of the books that was in the wrap-up, because this week I was like, I'm gonna be very open-minded, I'm not gonna really have a TBR, I'm just gonna see what I feel like. So one of the books that was talked about a lot in people's February wrap-ups was called The Right Move by Liz Tomford. It's like a standalone series kind of thing, if I'm right. It's part of the Windy City series. It's a sport romance. This is the second book. The first book is called Mile High. I have not read that one, but I did read The Right Move, and it was good. I read this in a day. The guy is a basketball player. He's very famous, and then the girl is indie and she needs a place to live, and she moves in with him because he is her best friend's twin brother. And then they have to fake date, and there's some other stuff, and it was just good. it was a good time, and it was quite long. And the first part I was like, oh my god, this might be a 4.5 star read for me, but the end I was like, oh, it wasn't like the ideal ending for me. Like for them it made perfect sense, and like it was good, but it was a bit too much. I can't say anything, otherwise I will spoil it. But yeah, if you're after like a sports romance that you're gonna read in a day, because I ate that up. I haven't read Mile High. I don't think I'm gonna read Mile High. Maybe, well, never say never, but yeah, I think, I mean, people were just hyping this up and I was like, I need to know what's going on. But yeah, so I read The Right Move, so I wouldn't have to read this one. And now I don't know what I'm gonna read, because I mean, it's constantly snowing outside, so I might start Cold Enough for Snow, because it's also a short book. And the other that I just got in the mail is Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead, and I think I'm in the mood to read this one, because this is supposed to be funny and ridiculous, and I kind of feel like I'm in the mood for something funny and ridiculous. So I might go for this one, or this one. We'll see. I don't know. I'm very indecisive right now. Or I might go for another romance. I'm just rambling. Anyway, I will see you when I pick up my next book. Today is Tuesday, and this is my reading update that I have for you. On Sunday, I started reading Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead. I'm 60 pages in. It's filled with dark humor, and I kind of love it. And then also yesterday, because I just tend to do it on Mondays, I have a very stressful school day, and me being stressed out about school equals me stress reading some kind of romance book to distract myself from being I guess stressed out, and also kind of trying to wind down between lectures and so on. Yesterday I started and I finished a book called I Can Fix That by Juliana Smith. Goodreads recommended it to me and I decided to read it. What was it about? So the main girl was a teacher. Her grandmother passed away and she got the house, and she was like, oh, I need someone to renovate this house for me. And then there's this guy, the guy who helps her renovate the house, and then it's like their love story. It was, I don't know, for me it was very like insta-lovey. Like the guy saw her once and was like, oh my god, this is the girl for me, this is the girl of my dreams. It was a very easy read, a very quick read. I gave 3 stars, and yeah, I mean, it was cute, and it was a romance book, and that's all. And oh, and then I do remember on Saturday and Sunday in the evening, after I had finished Homesick for Another World, and I was like, oh, what should I read now? And then I saw this book on YouTube, someone was talking about it. It's called In the New York Minute by Kate Spencer. That one I also read, and oh my god, I had like secondhand embarrassment for the main girl. I was cringing so hard, but at the same time it was cute. I felt like I was watching a rom-com, and the setting was New York, and the book begins with her getting fired from her job and then having just a bad day and meeting the guy, and then stuff happens, and I was like, oh, ooh, I'm like cringing so hard even thinking about it. That was another book that I like kind of stress read this weekend, because that's apparently what I do. Today I will be reading this. I have lots of opinions about this book that I will tell you later. But yeah, this has been my like little update on my reading week. Okay, and now I really need to go, please. guys, I just finished Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead. It's a 5-star read for me. It's filled with dark humor. It's so ridiculous, but it's sensational. The storyline in this book, I had 10 pages left and I truly thought to myself, I have no idea how the author is gonna wrap this plot up in 10 pages, and she delivered. Emily Austin delivered with this book. It's the best book I read so far this year. So a short summary of this book is that the main character is a 20-something-year-old female who's gay, and basically she wants to go to therapy. She gets a flyer, and on that flyer there's an address. She goes to the address. Apparently it's a church. The father of that church thinks that she's there for a job interview, and because she's so embarrassed, she says, yes, I am here for a job interview. And then she gets the job as a church assistant, and then she somehow ends up as a murder suspect, and there are like side plots with her family and her kind of girlfriend, and there's some other stuff, but basically like she just can't say no and she wants to please everyone, and that drives her crazy, and also she's like constantly thinking about death. The concept is so ridiculous that I absolutely loved it, and it has some very good thoughts in this book. Like, for example, this says, if we discovered a dandelion on a planet besides Earth, that would be astounding. The fact that dandelions exist on our planet is therefore astounding.
We've been up for way too long, but I don't wanna come down. Caught up in a long free fall, you got me off of the ground. Sway for a minute, but play move side to side.
Good morning, afternoon. I mean, it's 2 p.m. and I'm in a hurry because I need to catch a bus in like 30 minutes, but let's do this. So this week's conclusion is that I'm no longer in a reading slump. I guess that was my goal for the week, and I think I completed it. So let's just go through all the books that I read. Before I finally finished Homesick for Another World, I read The Right Move by Liz Tom Ford. That was the... what romance was it? It wasn't hockey, it was basketball romance. I gave 3 stars. I think it's like a 3.5, not really a 4-star, but it was a good read. The best sports romance I read so far this year. I like recommend it if you like sports romances. And I have not read the first one in the series, which is Mile High, but I read the second one and I didn't feel like I needed to read the first one to really understand what was going on in the second one, because the couple was different and so on. Then I also during the weekend read In a New York Minute by Kate Spencer. That I also gave 3 stars, and that was like a 3-star read, not like a 3.5 or anything. I think it felt like I was watching a rom-com while I was reading it, so I don't know, it was fun. Let's say that it was good entertainment, but nothing like super special. Then I finally finished Homesick for Another World. This book, I still think about it and it troubles me a lot, but this one I also gave 3 stars, but maybe I would give this like a 3.5, 3 and like 3.75 stars. I don't know, it was... let's just say this book troubles me, and read it if you are interested. I have lots of mixed feelings, and kind of does make me homesick for another world. I feel like Otessa Moshfegh kind of just hates humans. which I love. So I think I've talked about this book so much that I'm just gonna shut up. And then on Monday I read I Can Fix That by Juliana Smith. That was another romance book that I stress read, and that book I also gave 3 stars. And it was a cute romance, like nothing really happened, and this one Goodreads recommended to me, and I didn't hate it, but I also didn't like love it. And then I read my first 5-star read of the year, which was Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead by Emily Austen. She truly delivered. Plot and the storyline was so ridiculous that I absolutely loved it. I highly recommend you read this. I have no words. I'm so glad that I read it, and I'm gonna be recommending this book to anyone I meet. And then finally last night I also finished Cold Enough for Snow by Jessica Au. Okay, so Jessica Au is an Australian author. So the book takes place in Japan, and a daughter plans a trip with her mum, and they go to Japan and they just take walks and they talk. But this book was kind of melancholy, and it felt like I was meditating while I was reading it. I feel like it was just vibes, no thoughts. I mean, the main girl who's like, I guess, talking in this book, like she had thoughts, but I felt like there were no thoughts, there were just vibes. And I rated it 4.5 stars, and for a while I thought that maybe the mother doesn't even exist, but I still don't know what like actually happened, or like did the mother exist, or what was that about? I'm still thinking about what happened, and I'm not sure if I like completely understand it. But one thing I would say is that I started reading it like a week ago, and then I put it down, and when I picked it back up this Friday, I felt like I had to start from the beginning. Ideally, I think I would want to read this in one sitting, because it has no chapters, it only has new paragraphs, and it's just a stream of consciousness, I think. Yeah, Cold Enough for Snow by Jessica Au, and I actually really liked it. So yeah, these were the books that I read this week. Thank you for watching, and let me know what you're currently reading, and I will hopefully see you soon. Bye!